As a new mother, one of the things all the doctors and nurses kept stressing to me was to talk to the baby. My mom kept reminding me to read aloud to the baby, much to my husband's confusion. Could reading aloud to a tiny baby make a difference? This was something that I thought about to no end. And the answer is, of course, it does. That's why oral language is a key component of a literacy rich environment, both in the home and in the school. So, an oral language develops first and is the basis for our literacy. Kids aren't born reading and writing, of course. When teachers design courses for reading and writing, it is often overlooked. However, it is a key part of a literacy rich environment. Growing up in a rich linguistic environment serves as the basis for a child's success in school. Oral language allows the child to grasp all five aspects of literacy, expanding their vocabulary and understanding how words are used in specific contexts. So, back at the beginning of my career, I worked at the University of Phoenix, and much of my time was spent with students, helping them understand their assignments. In other words, they lacked the basic vocabulary. What we would do is we would sit down and we would go over their assignments. We would find the vocabulary that they didn't know and we would put it into kind of easier words, okay? He wasn't talking down to them. And these were adults, but actually they lacked a lot of vocabulary for various reasons. Some of them were ESL students, some of them were from non-standard English backgrounds. Many others just didn't know the vocabulary common to academic English. And it was through speaking to them that they were able to gain the necessary vocabulary to fill in their gaps. So, 5 different strategies that can be used for oral language in the classroom. The first one is to read aloud. I once read an article that how men read is very different from how women read. And they said that men, when they read, they actually ask questions about the storyline, and this is very good for kids. They ask questions about the pictures and what's going on, have them predict what's happening next. Ask them if they can relate to the story and use it as a starting point for a conversation, not the ending point. The second one is to read books that have no pictures. You can find them quite easily, but you ask about the pictures and then you allow the students to tell you what they think is going on. The next one would be, so the third one would be interacting with the students just normally and repeating back to them what they have said incorrectly in a correct form. So if the student said, "We swimmed," you repeat back, "We swam." The fourth one would be self-talk. So you talk about what you are doing. I'm hanging up my bag. I'm going to the left side of the classroom. This is especially good for younger students. And the last one would be when talking, that you talk with students while they're in group activities. So you involve yourself and you ask questions. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And open-ended questions are especially good for this. Try to use vocabulary that's only slightly above their level, as this will allow them to increase their level. And a sixth one would be that when you introduce new vocabulary, you explain to them very simply so you don't go directly to specialized vocabulary, but you use it in different contexts. And when you're speaking with them, you use it in the conversations.